y'all. So in this video, I'm going to be reacting to They Cloned Tyrone Ending Explained. Now, I don't know if y'all have seen this. If you haven't, go watch it before you watch this video. That movie is so fucking good. It is so good. I'm like not a person who really likes to rewatch movies, honestly. Like, I'm like, okay, I've seen it. Unless it's fucking good. Like, unless it's good. Like, I can rewatch Conjuring. I can rewatch Infinity War Marvel movies. I can rewatch this shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it has to be, like, a really good movie for me to be like, okay. Like, it's not the same as rewatching a series. Like, I feel like you can rewatch a series. Like, if you just like it, you just fuck with it. But rewatching a movie, I feel like that comes with, like, some type of connection, commitment, something, you know what I'm saying? So this is a good ass movie. It's really deep, very deep, and I want to I've only watched it twice, so I've only picked up certain things from it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I only picked up specific things from it, so I know there's things I've missed, and I'm going to look at some things to get a deeper understanding. But yeah, like I said, I feel like I've pretty much understood the ending, but let's see if I was on point.
Churned out a story that was better than a couple of episodes whilst leaving some unanswered questions. Let's recap, break down, and explain all that there was to take away from this movie. So let's get into it.
The only thing, never mind, I don't want to bring like, never mind.
Here is They Cloned Tyrone Ending Explained and Review. Just to let you know, this video will contain spoilers.
If he gonna talk like this, he gonna piss
and if
me
you
off.
enjoy this video, then feel free to hit
Absolutely. Okay, go follow man, bro.
He instead took a scientist hostage once he was inside the lab and got them to open the doors, so the rest of the plan could then take place. This allowed everybody else that was from the neighborhood to go underground and to start destroying everything that was down there, whilst also putting the authorities through the ordeal that the clones went through, and they also released the clones that were held hostage there and were being experimented on. Whilst this was happening, Fontaine saw himself in the form of Chester along the corridor, and he lost a one-on-one battle with him. This resulted with him being brought to one of the main bosses, and this was himself. The original version of himself, but in a completely older form. The true version. The movie's purpose was about trying to unify and trying to stop everybody from turning on each other, and this was when it was revealed that Ronnie, Fontaine's brother, was actually killed several years ago. And even though Fontaine had a part of that memory of what happened, he didn't know the full details. Ronnie was killed by a police officer in a horrific manner, and wasn't even shown the respect that he deserved in his death. And this was what sparked the original Fontaine to want to find a way to unify everybody. He didn't want anybody to have to go through what his younger brother or what he went through again. This is where the cloning program came from. In his eyes, it was about over generations applying racial and cultural assimilation. Something which is defined as the process where a minority group or culture comes to resemble a society's majority group, or assimilate the values, behaviours and beliefs of another group, whether fully or partially. There was a powerful line which was, assimilation is better than annihilation, which showed that rather than looking to keep a hold of the cultural differences that were valuable, the original Fontaine would rather change over time and lose all resemblance of what once made him who he was, and also the rest of the community's identity. Over generations, the government had agreed to this cloning initiative, which essentially meant that people of colour would slowly start to adopt different values, behaviours and physical appearances, in the hopes of finding a way to solve the problem of unity, something which was extremely messed up, hence why the mind control was also a thing too. The fact that the first thing that we saw when the movie opened was the white man smiling on the billboard, it showed that it was the clear direction that the government agency was going for with their cloning project. With lines such as unity starts here and striving together towards peace, the project was laced with lies that didn't reflect what was truly happening, just what they believed the outcome was going to be. It was racially motivated and something that mirrored a mindset of certain corners of our own society and our world, and how it can often have that same kind of effect. Right at the end, once Fontaine realized what the outcome was, he used the phrase Olympia Black, which took over the clones' minds and allowed the person who said it to command them. And when that happened, we saw that Chester killed the scientist version of Fontaine, as he was going to have him killed. At the same time as that, Slick Charles's clone was being held hostage by Nixon, and he was on the verge of being killed if Yo-Yo didn't reveal herself. This ultimately meant that the version that we believe to be the original one was free and came up behind Nixon and killed him whilst he was on the verge of taking the both of them out. So that problem was then resolved. Right at the end, we saw that the project was exposed to the news, and it went nationwide, and then the movie partially finished. Or at least it cut to black after hearing that they were going to be leaving the Glen. But then it faded back in, and we saw a
Yes,
different
and that shit was like, what the fuck? Because then you realize it wasn't just there. And I knew straight off when he walked out of his house where the fuck they were. It
cloned
was in like
version of
Crenshaw,
Fontaine,
some shit,
adopting a similar
Slauson, some shit.
routine as to what the version in the
They was in
Glen
Cat.
used to have. He'd go to the store, get a ticket, and pour some drinks. And then he saw that he looked exactly like a clone that was freed and was on the TV, leading the title of the movie to make sense in the final line, as we heard that he was called Tyrone. What does this mean? Well, we heard earlier on in the movie that there were these communities that were filled with clones all over the country. For example, they mentioned that there was one in LA and other major cities in the States.
Oh, I
So I
didn't
think
even
this is
put it
most probably
together.
taken from one of those other places that was mentioned, which does
So,
mean that they
okay.
could lean into a sequel being created. But personally, I don't think it's the type of movie that would do that. It stands in its own right and
I
packs a
honestly hope they don't. I hope they don't. I hope they leave it alone. Because it was just so, ooh, it was so good,
punch with
bro.
the message that it conveys.
Just like Get Out. Like it gave me Get Out, Us type of vibes. Like those are movies like Us was similar. Like Us was very, you know what I'm saying? Like certain shit just needs to be left alone, even though it kind of makes you want more. Like you're like, oh my god, what the fuck happened next? It ends on such like a cliffhanger, but it's I feel like that's what makes it special. That makes you want to continue to like rewatch it because I feel like the mistake that some series or like some franchise whatever they make is keep going like Insidious. I don't know. It just looked like bullshit to me. But like the first one was bomb. But like we're at number 5 and it looked like some I don't know. Y'all tell me was the movie good? I don't fucking know. But anyways, like I just feel like it makes it special. I don't
So
think
by
that should be
making
fickle.
this into a series of movies, it could water down the message slightly. Overall
Exactly.
review. I thought this movie was a really good one. I didn't watch a trailer, but
I ain't gonna lie. I don't care about his review. I don't care. I don't care about his review, genuinely. But let's see if he like starts.
a really
What is he
good
talking
one.
about?
I didn't watch a trailer before putting it on. I only
It's my
read the
mom.
synopsis, but I wish I had have watched the trailer as I wouldn't have waited a couple of days to watch it. The style
I'm glad I did watch. I sometimes when Netflix puts shit out, it's sometimes some bullcrap. So I saw it and I was like, this is about to be corny. Fuck it, whatever. And I don't know what made me watch it. I think I was bored. I was just like, whatever. I have nothing else better to do, and I put it on. But that shit, that was that shit, bro. That was that shit. I had that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it just made you think so much deeper. I'm a very deep thinker anyway. I believe in some conspiracies. I feel like I'm in the middle. I don't believe far shit. You feel what I'm saying? I don't believe in like mofos. The government got a weather machine controlling this bitch, but I'm not also not in the like everything's fine. There's nothing weird going on. Like I'm in the like I feel like I'm just like a good balance. Like yeah, nah, that shit ain't make no sense. It's a distraction. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on. I'm not at so Illuminati level, Kanye West level type shit. Not there at all. But you feel me? Anyways, but I do. It was very like a deep thinking thing. Like even like how they were talking about the food. And it just made me think about like the whole Popeye sandwich thing. Like, bro, I'm not that type of person. So when mofos was like acting like this shit had crack in it, I didn't even want it. I was like, bro, y'all is tripping. It's fucking chicken sandwich. But come to find out, by the time that I actually tried it, it was just a chicken sandwich. Like, yeah, they was dragging that shit. They was acting like that shit was the best thing on earth ever. So that pissed me off. But then after that, the music thing, and then I was like, damn. Like I was like, music do have a strong effect. Where I'm like, music is just like powerful, and I just started thinking about it and how like, if you have ever like dove into like meditation and everything, and how like for frequencies, if you listen to certain music while you meditate, it can enhance the experience, stuff like that. So I thought about stuff with music. And I'm like, well, music is full of vibrations and all that kind of stuff, and of course, it's gonna make you feel. It can make you feel. I don't know what I'm trying to say. It can make you feel different. But then on top of it, lyrics, and I feel like energy, it does a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like the energy that somebody put in the song is what comes out of it. I feel like that can make you feel a certain type of way. Except for that song "Happy" by Pharrell. I know it's supposed to be a happy ass song. That shit gets on my fucking nerves. Bro. That kind of happy go lucky music, get the fuck away from me. I can't do it. But y'all get what I'm saying. Like I feel like a lot of things do have a psychological effect, like seriously, and I feel like a lot of stuff shit just is deep, bro. And then you think about it, you like, dude, I got another me somewhere in a cut. It's like if somebody wanted to kill me and then you see me, is it me? And does that me know it's even a clone? Probably fucking not. It's just, it makes you think, bro. But then past the conspiracy theories, you get into this like the deep thing, like the message that it's trying to send, and like the cycle and the meanings of shit in the movie. You know what I'm saying? Not the, maybe not literally like what's happening, but you can see the messages that they're trying to send and stuff that's happening and stuff like that. And so I thought it was just an overall like great, like, whew, refreshing. Because I don't know, Netflix, man, that shit cost me $20 a fucking month. Y'all better be putting this shit out like every fucking Tuesday. You need to keep them coming. Keep them the fuck up, okay? And it was, I mean, Jamie Foxx was a recognizable person. I don't think anybody else in there I knew. So keep the new actors, you know, like, what the fuck? Put some more shit out, bro. I need some more things to watch. Y'all recommend me some things to watch. I have Netflix, I have Hulu, I have Disney, I got rid of Stars because the shit was too much. I got mostly everything. Amazon Prime. Yeah, just let me know. It's anything that's good. But anyways, yes, a dope ass movie. I'm gonna watch more videos, you know, see how many different people I can watch and see what I can get from all of that. You know what I'm saying? Because this person might have missed something. Or might not have been able to feel the same way. Because it seemed, I don't want to say what I want to say. So I'm just not going to say it. But I'm just going to look at some other videos to see like what else I can gather from it. And like, you know, take from it. And then with all of this knowledge, I'm going to rewatch it again and be like, that's where that was. That was on the wall. But you want to know the weirdest thing about it for me or it was creepy, but like I already fucking knew. I been knew. When he opened the door and to his mama room and it was a voice recording. That shit, like, I was like, ugh. It gave me the shivers. There's a plane. Whatever. Anyways, y'all like, comment, subscribe. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter. I'll see y'all on the next one.